Hey animal enthusiasts and pet hobbyists, it's Joel here, and today we're going to be building a frog pond. Let's get into it. So I have this little outdoor pond that I made out of this container. If you remember, I had a 3.7 gallon shrimp tank filled with live plants that I had to tear down for reasons, and I ended up putting everything into that pond. It was left slightly unfinished, so I wanted to change it up and make it look a little bit more natural. I then went to nature itself to get some inspiration for what a naturalistic waterfall should look like. So here's a creek bed, here's another waterfall with some algae growth. I wanted it to look as close as possible to the habitat that the tadpoles were going to be adding are native to. We're also going to take into account that these tadpoles will eventually turn into frogs. This is the Baja California tree frog. These frogs are native to my local area and are often found breeding from November to late July. During this time, males are very vocal with their calls. Once their eggs hatch, tadpoles will begin to metamorphosize 2 months after, from around June to late August. I first started by removing the container and the rocks and cleaning up the area they were in. I then started playing with the rocks to form a structure I'd eventually use. Once I dug up the hole big enough, I bought this pond liner by Total Pond, and I laid it out to fill out the entire area. I then placed the rocks to form a shape that I liked and to hold down the liner, and then I added the waterfall spillway with the pump. Using a 5-gallon bucket, I continuously added water to the pond to test for leaks and spills. With this, the total volume came out to approximately 25 gallons. Next, I added more rocks from the brand Vigoro to fill up the excess and exposed liner. Now that I reached the desired appearance, it was time to make it animal safe. For the water conditioner, I'm going to be using a mix of Seacom's Prime and Aquarion's Shrimp Tank Plus. Because there were previously shrimp in the pond, this is going to provide beneficial trace elements for them. If you were just going to add aquatic frogs and tadpoles, ZoomEd's ReptiSafe would also be suitable. Once the conditioner was added, I then added the plants. This mainly consisted of duckweed, hornwort, hairgrass, and moneywort, but I plan on getting more. I used smaller pebbles to try and hide more of the exposed liner. To give it more of an older, overgrown look, I decided to add these branching roots. This could also help the developing frogs get out of the pond. The pond has around 8 hours of strong ambient lighting with roughly 4 hours of direct sunlight. This so far has proven suitable for the plants. The next step is to add the animals. I added 5 mosquito fish to control aquatic invertebrate pests. Then, I added 5 of the Baja California tree frog tadpoles. To feed the fish, I'm going to be giving them Tetramin tropical flakes. I'm going to provide them a little bit extra just so that the shrimp and tadpoles can get a chance to eat it as well. Although it may seem like overfeeding, a lot of the duckweed and other plants will use it as fertilizer to control nitrates and prevent algae buildup. Because tadpoles are primarily herbivorous, I'm going to be giving them mainly algae wafers. I'm just going to cut them up into little pieces and then toss them around the pond. This is also to feed the snails and the shrimp. So here is one of my cherry shrimp. And then here is a bladder snail, which are also commonly referred to as pest snails because they reproduce so much. And then a ramshorn snail. Once the tadpoles become adult frogs, they're going to be primarily feeding on insects. The pond has already shown to attract many different insect species from flies to dragonflies. This will provide them with a food source as adults. So yeah guys, that is essentially the pond I built for the frog tadpoles. If you liked this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, comment, and stay tuned for part 2, where I showcase the metamorphosis transformation from tadpole into frog. Bye bye.